Since 1994, South Africa has made great strides in meeting the challenges presented by its tragic past. But many of its people remain trapped in a cycle of poverty and its inevitable consequences: disease, crime and rampant unemployment. In Khayelitsha alone, as much as half the potential workforce is jobless, and around 90% of households earn a combined income of less than £250 a month. Yet, despite the obstacles, there are people dedicated to turning despair into hope, helplessness into opportunity.
It's very much about making our communities that we live in safer places to be.
Within the sessions, it's about being inclusive. So getting the boys together to communicate, to engage, just to kind of break down the barriers.
It doesn't matter what sport or what activity takes place. It's anything that captures the minds of young people and encourages them to get involved in safe, structured programs.
In March 2007, British Airways, in partnership with the Metropolitan Police and Charlton Athletic Football Club, launched a project called Ikamva Lelethu in Cape Town, meaning the future belongs to us. The initiative uses football as a foundation to teach children valuable life skills. Modelled on a similar project established by the same partners in Johannesburg's Alexandra Township 4 years earlier, the first phase of the Ikamva Lelethu initiative, known as Partnership Week, brought together youth from 8 schools in Khayelitsha and neighbouring Mitchell's Plain.
The three partners, the three UK partners, British Airways, Metropolitan Police in Southwark and Charlton Football Club, are really hoping that this week our key objective is to share sort of knowledge, information, good practice in terms of working on projects that bring communities together. And really our aim by the end of this week is that partnership will be really able to sort of move on and enable the South African partners to pick up the programme.
Ikamva Lelethu signalled the start of another partnership, this time between Charlton Athletic and local football team Ajax Cape Town. The English club's long-running Football in the Community project is acclaimed internationally, and their extensive experience in using the sport as a tool for community development will help Ajax manage and coordinate the project locally in the long term.
Football is the hook. And I mean, once you kind of tie that together with anything else, it can kind of just transcend, and you've got their attention. Because it does speak, you know, loads of different languages, you can kind of get into the young people's heads and start to affect their lives for the positive.
Because obviously a lot of attention spans with the kids are a bit different, so you try and adjust it accordingly to whatever you can get out of them at the time. And obviously role models as well is a good thing, you know, how we actually live our lives. Kids can actually see sometimes, and it rubs off.
Under the guidance of the Metropolitan Police, the children were warned about the perils of crime and the importance of being responsible citizens.
Can anybody tell me what kind of things we use to communicate with people? Oh, yes,
Sign-in.
Sign-in. We haven't had that one before. That's really good. Well done.
While the workshops conducted by representatives of British Airways focused on communication, self-esteem, health and well-being. In a country still hamstrung by a suspicion of the police, the Ikamva Lelethu project also aims to strengthen community confidence in those tasked with enforcing the law. During Partnership Week, members of the South African Police Service were enlisted to help conduct the life skills workshops.
The values that young people can learn around respecting the police and trusting the police and sort of being friends with the police are really key messages. And it's about seeing the police in a positive light. And we think that some of those values that we have in London for working with young people are really important. I'm really passionate about building good relations and building a trust with the young people and teachers. And I think some of those values can be used in South Africa. And so what we've been trying to do is, in the workshops, just encourage some good citizenship messages.
British Airways is committed to a long-term programme of community investment. In the 2005-2006 financial year alone, BA invested more than £5 million in community and conservation projects in the UK and internationally.
With British Airways, what we're hoping to do is to bring other business partners into the programme so that they can actually fund and support the initiative. But it is very much about making our communities that we live in safer places to be. You know, we recognise the fact that here there are issues around gun crime, large issues around violent crime. So it's very much about getting the children away from that sort of problem and actually encouraging them to be better citizens, I think.
Thanks to the expertise of youth coaches from Charlton Athletic Football Club, 24 volunteers from the two communities were trained in the latest coaching techniques and attained the English Football Association's Level 1 qualification. One of the graduates, Lami Makutu, says he's seen firsthand how football has changed children's lives.
There was a big change in class attendance at schools. The behavior was good to the children, and they were very eager to participate in sport. Every time they will see you walking on the street, you will hear them shouting at you, "Coach, coach, coach," instead of standing and giving you those big bulging eyes like guys who are gangsters standing around the corners. But at least to me, it brings a big change to the community and their mentality as well.
After a successful first week, the aim is for the Ikamva Lelethu program to run for another 3 years under the stewardship of British Airways and its UK partners, the London Metropolitan Police and Charlton Athletic. By 2009, a year before South Africa hosts the Football World Cup, the communities of Mitchells Plain and Khayelitsha will fully own and run the program.
The program's been designed on our side so that it is a staggered process. So this year was more around them witnessing how to develop this type of program and how to deliver this type of program. Also to train and give them the resources to do it in the future. But yes, I'm very confident that A, the documentation that we've given, and B, the training that's been put in place is going to really deliver some sustained change.
We must take ownership of this initiative and take it further and extend it to the community, not only at the school, but get the community policing, helping people actually, and not only keeping law and order.
We were practicing soccer. Now that was lovely. Today I learned a lot of things there. I learned that you must communicate. You can communicate sign language.
It's very exciting. It's the most best day I had in the whole Iceland days, and it's just the best.
The people that was here, they come from England just to come give us practice, and they come a long way from England and London just to give us practice.
When uyabaleka kulezo ntaba stimela siphume South Africa. When uyabaleka kulezo ntaba stimela siphume South Africa. Sholoza kulezo ntaba stimela siphume South Africa. Sholoza kulezo ntaba stimela siphume South Africa.